Hello everyone, I hope you're all well and welcome to my channel. My name is Jad and in today's video I'm going to be doing a portfolio overview. So I know myself personally, I really love watching these portfolio overviews on YouTube. I have been a big nerd and I tend to binge these, which is probably not the best habit. However, I do really enjoy these, so I thought why not come along and share my own portfolio and my own journey with you all. I think YouTube's such a great way just for, even for me to kind of keep track of what I'm doing over time, and also hopefully to share with some of you and learn from some of you as well and see what you're all doing. So the last time I made one of these portfolio updates has been about 2 months now. I've been traveling for the past month, so I just didn't have time, and I think the month prior I was just lazy. So we're hopping on to this right now. And as things go with investing, even though I haven't been making a video or haven't been working, the investments have still been growing in the background, which is super awesome. I also want to say thank you so much for 600 subs. I can't believe that many people subscribe to me, which is insane. So thank you. And let's get right into the video. So just before we hop into the trading account, a bit of backstory if anyone is new to the channel. My name is Jad and I graduated about 1 year ago now. Right now I work in a tech job based in London, and pretty much the entirety, maybe I want to say about 90% of the portfolio, has come from very high paying internships I got during uni. I lived at home during uni, so I didn't really have that many expenses. What else? Scholarships, as well as my graduate job. So over time, all of those I've just been saving, investing, and they kind of build up and compound over time. So I've got 3 different accounts. One is an ISA, which is probably the most popular investment instrument in the UK. It's just pretty much a tax-free account. You can put a maximum of £20,000 each year into that, so I definitely maxed that out. I've also got a lifetime ISA, as I'm 23 right now, and I probably want to buy a house later down the line. I made a video on that on my channel as well if anyone's interested in that. And the last is a normal general investment account. So we're just going to be going through each of those one by one and showing you all how they did. And as always, this is definitely not financial advice. I pretty much don't know what I'm doing myself half the time. This is just for entertainment purposes. So yeah, let's get right into it. Awesome. So right now, all of you can see my screen. We're just going to hop onto Trading 212. I think this never gets old. I do love sharing my screen and, kind of having the live view at the same time. But you can see, we'll go through my first account right now. This is my general investment account. And pretty much the only reason I have this is because I maxed out my ISA accounts. As I said, you can put a maximum of £20,000 each year into those. And I kind of started investing about 5 or 6 months ago now. So just at the end of the last tax year. So I was able to catch 2 tax years technically. But yeah, the rest of the money is just in a normal investment account. You can see if we look at our performance, we're up almost £5,000. And I think that's pretty much the thing I love about investing. Don't need to touch it. You just kind of leave it and, if all goes well, it should go up over time. Over the past year, as you can see, I recently started 3 months. And past month, almost £1,700 in this past month, which is insane. So definitely I'm truly blessed for that. That is awesome. And if we go down to my investments, I'm a very boring investor. So I'm not going to be one of these kind of glamorous YouTubers who is going to have this crazy portfolio with crazy leverage and crazy stocks. That's just not me. Pretty much my bread and butter across all of these portfolios is in ETFs. And you can see my primary holding here. How much do I have in this? About 43,000 in this account is in the Invesco Dow Jones Islamic Global Developed Markets. So what this is it pretty much is the FTSE All World, so it tracks the entire market as a whole. Largely it does mimic it. However, as I'm Muslim, I can't invest in certain types of stocks, so certain stocks that deal with alcohol, gambling, tobacco, weapons. I wouldn't invest in those. So pretty much this fund contains all the companies around the world, just excluding those type of companies. So you still have all your big tech companies in here, your big consumer goods companies, your big pharma companies, but just excluding that category I mentioned previously. So this has done extremely well so far. Obviously, no one can time the market, so you don't really know when to invest. You can see my average price here is 29.97, so just about 30. And unfortunately, we didn't catch the Trump tariff drama when stocks were dropping a lot. Couldn't time that. I didn't get that, but oh well. Nevertheless, I'm still quite happy with my buy price there. So that's the majority of holdings here. I did do a few challenges on this channel, like investing £10 a day and investing £100 a day, and you can kind of see my pies there. So for example, the £10 a day, which I think is very achievable for most people, I ended up doing this for, I think it was 100 days-ish, and you can see we're up about £75, which is awesome considering, you know, £10 a day can go so far. So definitely, it doesn't matter how much you have invested, guys. You know, if you are looking to get into it, not financial advice, but I'd recommend just starting. You know, that was kind of the major blocker for me. I just didn't start. So, you know, for anyone out there on the edge, I would just say go for it, even if prices are high. Prices are always going to be high and no one can time the market. So do what you think is best. So both of those pies are just in that same ETF. And my last pie, which I wanted to do a bit more of a high growth play, you could say, is in big tech stocks. So you can see here we've got about £10,600 in this pie. And my whole idea here was that although the ETF should grow consistently by about 9% a year on average based on past returns, this was kind of my big growth play. So as I work in tech, I really do believe in the future of tech and these tech companies. And you can see in my pie here, we've got quite a bit of holdings in Alphabet, Amazon, Meta, Apple, Microsoft, and Nvidia. So these are companies I think are not going away anytime soon, which is pretty much why I put my money where my mouth is and I invested in them. The best performer here by far, which is insane, has been Alphabet. Alphabet was priced all the way down here at the bottom, $154. And you can see that the stock skyrocketed. So I don't know if I would buy any more Alphabet now. It just looks so high. However, it is a great company. And I think their PE ratio is still relatively low, 26. It's a bit higher now. It was 19-ish, but nevertheless, a really great company. And just on that one stock, I'm up 45%, which is mind-blowing. So that is my first investment account. This is really where the bread and butter is in my taxable account. If we go next to my stocks and shares ISA, you can see here we've got about £37,500 in this account. And this is also done very well. We're up about, you know, almost £6,000, 30%, which is ridiculous. And the reason for that is because I did start investing in this account earlier than my taxable account. So this, if I go to my average buy price here, look at that buy price. That is insane. It almost was at the bottom. So 26.5 was my average buy price. And you can see things just ballooned. If we actually check this out, I am down a bit on the foreign exchange impact. You can see down £1,500 almost on that. And I know a few of you have been commenting to, you know, invest only in UK ETF funds, but yeah, obviously that's my mistake. And I think, you know, going forward though, I'm just going to keep it in these US funds, as personally I'm a bit more positive on the US economy over the UK's economy. But that's just my opinion. And you can see here we've got the kind of the same makeup. So we've got a pie of Mag 7 stocks, and this is kind of the same as what you saw in the big tech pie. And we've also got some individual shares of Alphabet as well. I think my buy price here might be lower. No, 169. Okay, so that's a bit higher. But yeah, so those are both of those accounts. You can see we've got about 37.5 in one account. In the next account, we've got about 57.5, I want to say. I do have some money in my spending pot in Trading 212. And if some of you are new to Trading 212, they've got kind of a cashback offer on right now. So every purchase you make, you get about 1.5% in cashback, which can be invested into a stock or fund of your choice. So I'm pretty much using this as my payment account right now just to make most of that cashback offer. Now, if we head over to Moneybox, which is my lifetime ISA providers, these are a bit more limited in the UK, as I think there were only about 3 different providers available, at least when I was looking at it. So definitely a lot more limited. However, the main bonus with a lifetime ISA is that essentially for every £4,000 you put in, and you can only put a maximum of £4,000 each year, the government will give you a free bonus of £1,000. So I pretty much decided to make the most of that offer and kind of max it out for 2 tax years, so I could get the £2,000 in total bonus offer. And you can see how our portfolio has been performing over time. If we go to max, you can see my total contributions has been 8,000, so both of those 4,000s. And yeah, it was a bit rocky to start with. It did drop. However, once those bonuses did kick in and the market just got better overall on average, you can see it has grown to 11,600, which is absolutely insane. You know I keep mentioning that. However, I still can't believe how things have been going. So, you know, thanks to God, I'm very, very blessed for that. And you can see my investments here. I'm not sure if I can show what I'm invested in. Yeah. So my portfolio here is entirely in the Islamic Global Shares Fund. This is kind of the similar sort of fund which I showed in Trading 212. However, this was the only fund available on Moneybox. In all honesty, I don't really like Moneybox, if I'm being real. I find the fees in Moneybox are quite high compared to something like Trading 212, and even the available funds for me like this fund has a lot higher annual fee than the one in trading 2-on-2. However, as I want that government bonus, I just have to deal with it, and that's pretty much where we're at. So overall, we've got about 11,000-ish in Moneybox, about 37,000 in my ISA, and about 57 in trading 2-on-2's taxable account, which is insane. I do recognize that is crazy. So I am pretty much fully invested in the market now, as in I don't really have that much savings. I do have a small emergency fund which will cover about 5 or 6 months of expenses. So yeah, I do have that in place, but besides that, I'm pretty much fully invested in the market. At the moment, I am trying to gather some money, as I am planning to invest a little bit in crypto. Nothing crazy, like I'm not going to go all in with my full portfolio, but I'm trying to target about somewhere like 8 to 10% of my portfolio I want in crypto, and that would be specifically in Bitcoin alone. So I'm not going to touch any of these meme coins or anything like that. It would just simply be in Bitcoin, and I'm planning to invest that next month when the UK government lifts restrictions on crypto ETFs in the UK. So hopefully next month there will be some more movement in the account. You'll see some more money in crypto potentially. And yeah, that's pretty much where we're at. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. I do recognize this may have been a bit of a longer video. I was rambling a bit, but I missed you guys. So that's why I've just been talking a lot. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy. Please do subscribe if you want to watch more videos. I do like to do these kind of portfolio update videos, and I also want to start making more general finance kind of business commentary type videos, as I have a few different side hustles, so I thought that would be awesome to share with you all. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I will see you later.